Question 1. What role does centrifugal force play when navigating a curve? Pushes a vehicle outwards from the center of the curve in order to maintain straight-line momentum. B. Pushes a vehicle inwards from the center of the curve in order to maintain straight-line momentum. C. It's the same as momentum. D. None of these. The answer is A. Pushes a vehicle outwards from the center of the curve in order to maintain straight-line momentum. Question 2. What is the default speed limit for vehicles with a maximum GVWR of 7 tons or more on winter roads when no speed limit signs are posted? A. 30 kilometers per hour. B. 25 kilometers per hour. C. 15 kilometers per hour. D. 35 kilometers per hour. The answer is C. 15 kilometers per hour. Question 3. Why is it important to lightly apply the brakes and maintain a slight drag on them when driving through water on the roadway? A. It will reduce the amount of time to stop. B. It will reduce the amount of water entering the brake drums and shoes. C. It helps to clean the brake pads. D. None of these. The answer is B. It will reduce the amount of water entering the brake drums and shoes. Question 4. What effect does using only the trailer brakes have when driving a tractor trailer? A jackknife. B. Shorter stopping distance. C. It helps to clean the brake pads. D. Longer stopping distance. The answer is A. A jackknife. Question 5. When backing up a vehicle, where should the guide person position themselves? A. In clear view ahead of the driver. B. Clear view on the passenger side of the vehicle. C. Wherever they feel it's safe to do so. D. Stand to the rear of the vehicle where there is a clear, continuous view of the backing path, visible to the driver in his mirror throughout the maneuver. The answer is D. Stand to the rear of the vehicle where there is a clear, continuous view of the backing path, visible to the driver in his mirror throughout the maneuver. Question 6. In which locations or situations do most collisions typically happen? A. Parking lots. B. Highways. C. Hills. D. Intersections. The answer is D. Intersections. Question 7. What is the purpose of runaway lanes on highways? A. To help trucks gain more speed to enter the highway. B. As emergency areas for the purpose of stopping trucks that experience brake failure when traveling down a very steep highway. C. To allow longer lanes for slowing down after exiting the highway. D. None of these. The answer is B. As emergency areas for the purpose of stopping trucks that experience brake failure when traveling down a very steep highway. Question 8. Under what conditions is travel permitted on all winter ice roads? Once the ice is thick enough. B. Once the carrier approves it. C. Not until a section officially opens. D. None of these. The answer is C. Not until a section officially opens. Question 9. What defines an uncontrolled intersection? Are intersections not controlled by traffic lights or signs? B. Are intersections where only those going straight can take the right-of-way? C. The same as controlled intersections. D. Are intersections where anyone can take the right-of-way? The answer is A. Are intersections not controlled by traffic lights or signs? Question 10. How far in advance should you signal when making a turn? A. 30 m from the intersection, 150 m outside cities, towns, or villages. B. 30 m from the intersection, 50 m outside cities, towns, or villages. C. 75 m from the intersection, 150 m outside cities, towns, or villages. D. 150 m from the intersection, 30 m outside cities, towns, or villages. The answer is A. 30 m from the intersection, 150 m outside cities, towns, or villages. Question 11. Permits are not issued for overlength loads carried on trucks other than what type? A. A straight truck. B. Fire truck. C. A tractor trailer or a combination type of vehicle. D. None of these. The answer is C. A tractor trailer or a combination type of vehicle. Question 12. If a vehicle lacks an audible automatic backing device while coupling a trailer, what steps should you take? A. Sound the horn. B. Tell others what will be happening. C. Inspect the area for others. D. none of these. The answer is A. Sound the horn. Question 13. Under what conditions are escort vehicles, complying with the Highway Traffic Act and its regulations, required both in front of and behind the escorted vehicle? A. When the width exceeds 3.6 m. B. When the width exceeds 3.8 m. C. When the width exceeds 4.2 m. D. When the width exceeds 4.8 m. The answer is C. When the width exceeds 4.2 m. Question 14. If two side-by-side lanes allow a right turn, why should you make the turn from the leftmost lane? A. You won't need to slow down so much. B. This will give you a larger turning arc, and you should not have to worry about traffic to your left side. C. It prepares you to make a left turn ahead. D. None of these. The answer is B. This will give you a larger turning arc, and you should not have to worry about traffic to your left side. Question 15. What is the maximum allowable width for a vehicle and its load? A. 2.1 m. B. 2.4 m. C. 2.6 m. D. 2.25 m. The answer is C. 2.6 m. Question 16. What is the purpose of pilot vehicles? A. To help plan the route. B. To update the carrier of the progress of the driver. C. To warn drivers they are approaching an oversized vehicle or load. D. To clear the road ahead. The answer is C. To warn drivers they are approaching an oversized vehicle or load. Question 17. According to the Highway Traffic Act and its regulations, a pilot vehicle equipped as required must follow vehicles whose overall length exceeds what distance? A. 20 m. B. 40 m. C. 30 m. D. 50 m. The answer is C. 30 m. Question 18. How can you determine if a trailer is properly aligned with a tractor when coupling? A. You will feel it. B. You will hear a click. C. You will have to get out of the cab multiple times to check. D. The tractor should be roughly in a straight line with the trailer so the fifth wheel is aligned with the kingpin. The answer is D. The tractor should be roughly in a straight line with the trailer so the fifth wheel is aligned with the kingpin. Question 19. What should a driver verify they have before transporting loads that are oversized in terms of width, weight, height, or length? A. The proper permits. B. Directions of their routes. C. Instructions from the carrier. D. None of these. The answer is A. The proper permits. Question 20. A coupling device may be attached to a strong part of the frame on the towing vehicle if the weight is less than what amount in kilograms? A. 600 kilograms GVWR. B. 900 kilograms GVWR. C. 900 kilograms GVWR. D. 750 kilograms GVWR. The answer is B. 900 kilograms GVWR. Question 21. What is the maximum allowable width for vehicles transporting loose hay, straw, or fodder? A. 3.9 m, B. 3.7 m, C. 4.1 m, D. 4.3 m. The answer is B. 3.7 m. Question 22. Why should you keep the front wheels close to the center line when making a right turn? A. To give the driver more visibility. B. So the rear wheels don't drop off the pavement or go onto the pavement shoulder. C. To flatten the curve out. D. To make the curve more manageable. The answer is B. So the rear wheels don't drop off the pavement or go onto the pavement shoulder. Question 23. In what situations is a button hook turn appropriate to use? A. In snowy conditions. B. When the driver has mastered it. C. During wet weather. D. When the only room available to maneuver is within the intersection. The answer is D. When the only room available to maneuver is within the intersection. Question 24. What is the maximum allowed extension for load securement devices beyond the vehicle's overall width on each side? A. An additional 18 centimeters on each side of the vehicle. B. An additional 10 centimeters on each side of the vehicle. C. An additional 12 centimeters on each side of the vehicle. D. An additional 15 centimeters on each side of the vehicle. The answer is B. An additional 10 centimeters on each side of the vehicle. Question 25. What additional equipment must be used with a coupling device, excluding a fifth wheel coupler, to ensure that the connection remains secure in case the primary device fails? A. An air hose. B. A hitch. C. An auxiliary safety chain. D. None of these. The answer is C. An auxiliary safety chain. Question 26. What is the maximum legal length for a tractor-trailer, including its load? A. 26 m. B. 27.5 m. C. 21.5 m. D. 23 m. The answer is D. 23 m. Question 27. What is the maximum allowable height for a vehicle on a highway without requiring a permit? A. 3.75 m. B. 3.85 m. C. 4.45 m. D. 4.15 m. The answer is D. 4.15 m. Question 28. When making a turn, what does the term off-tracking mean? A. When a vehicle moves around a curve, the rear wheels follow a different path than the front wheels. B. When the vehicle drifts to the inside of the turn. C. When the vehicle drifts to the outside of the turn. D. When the tires move out of a set of tracks made from other vehicles. The answer is A. When a vehicle moves around a curve, the rear wheels follow a different path than the front wheels. Question 29. On a four-lane divided highway, how far behind the oversized vehicle or load should the pilot vehicle follow? A. Not less than 50 m and not more than 500 m. B. Not less than 75 m and not more than 300 m. C. Not less than 100 m and not more than 250 m. D. Not less than 100 m and not more than 500 m. The answer is D. not less than 100 m and not more than 500 m. Question 30. What is the maximum legal length for a combination vehicle, including a truck or car pulling a trailer? A. 21.5 m. B. 22.7 m. C. 19.8 m. D. 20.5 m. The answer is A. 21.5 m. Question 31. On a two-lane or four-lane highway, how far ahead and behind should pilot vehicles be positioned in relation to the oversized vehicle or load? A. Not less than 100 m and not more than 500 m. B. Not less than 100 m and not more than 200 m. C. Not less than 75 m and not more than 500 m. D. Not less than 50 m and not more than 250 m. The answer is A. Not less than 100 m and not more than 500 m. Question 32. Why do certain highways have weight restrictions for vehicles? If trucks of normal weights were allowed to travel on this soft highway when the ground thaws, it would cause damage. B. Because of the poor quality of the roads. C. Because of the crowning of the road. D. None of these. The answer is A. If trucks of normal weights were allowed to travel on this soft highway when the ground thaws, it would cause damage. Question 33. What is the maximum legal length for a single vehicle? A. 11.2 m. B. 12.5 m. C. 15.5 m. D. 14.5 m. The answer is B. 12.5 m. Question 34. Even if the total load is within the vehicle's carrying capacity, could something still cause an axle or set of tires to be overloaded? A. Broken scales. B. Poor tires. C. A poor distribution of weight. D. None of these. The answer is C. A poor distribution of weight. Question 35. If the rear overhang of a load exceeds 1 meter, how large must the red flag be that is attached to it? A. 25 centimeters square. B. 50 centimeters square. C. 45 centimeters square. D. 30 centimeters square. The answer is D. 30 centimeters square. Question 36. When a driver sees way station signs, whether the station is stationary or portable, what actions should they take? A. They only apply to tandem truck and trailers. B. Must log how many way stations they pass. C. They don't have to do anything if the vehicle's GVWR is 4,500 or more. D. Must report as directed by the posted signs or on the request of a peace officer. The answer is D. Must report as directed by the posted signs or on the request of a peace officer. Question 37. If a driver loses part of their load and it results in littering, who would be held responsible for the offense? A. The driver. B. The carrier. C. The dock workers who loaded the truck or trailer. D. Both the driver and the owner of the vehicle. The answer is D. Both the driver and the owner of the vehicle. Question 38. Who authorizes routes for transporting dangerous goods? A. Federal legislation. B. The employer. C. Provincial legislation. D. Civic bylaw and the respective civic administration. The answer is D. Civic bylaw and the respective civic administration. Question 39. Why is it important to cover loads of loose materials, like with chips, paper, refuse, gravel, and stones, with a tarpaulin when hauling them in open boxes? A. It helps to keep the boxes close together. B. To prevent littering the highway. C. To keep the load a surprise to other motorists. D. It helps with aerodynamics. The answer is B. To prevent littering the highway. Question 40. What is the maximum allowable projection beyond the front bumper before a permit is required? A. 1 meter. B. 4 meters. C. 2 meters. D. 3 meters. The answer is A. 1 meter.